You know when the market starts getting choppy, what's our first instinct? It's to freeze, right? To just wait it out.
And why wouldn't it? Waiting feels so safe.
You tell yourself there's no risk.
You've got no exposure to whatever's going on out there.
And hey, if you don't make a move, you can't make the wrong move.
But here's the uncomfortable truth about times of big economic change.
That feeling of safety, it's an illusion. And that decision to wait, well, it can be the costliest one you'll ever make.
Hey, welcome back to Finance Deep Dive. It's great to have you with us.
So, in our past videos, we've covered a lot of ground, right? We've talked about spotting risk, navigating economic tightening, finding hidden opportunities, and avoiding those tricky recovery traps.
But today we're going to get a little uncomfortable. We're going to talk about the quietest, but maybe the most powerful force in your financial life: doing nothing.
It just sounds like a paradox, doesn't it? How can you possibly move backward if you're just standing perfectly still? Well, let's get into it. It really all begins with this deep-seated belief we have, this illusion that pausing is the same thing as being safe.
And you know why we do it. When things get chaotic and uncertain, our brains just scream for clarity. So we put off decisions. We tell ourselves, I'll just wait until the dust settles, hoping for some big flashing sign that says, okay, it's safe now.
And let's be totally honest with ourselves. That feels like the responsible thing to do. It feels prudent, like you're carefully protecting what you have.
But here is the massive catch. The economy does not care that you've hit the pause button. The world keeps spinning. The game keeps on being played, whether you're on the field or not.
And that gets us to the absolute core idea we have to wrap our heads around. The economy is never standing still, ever.
I mean, just think about everything that's happening in the background while you're waiting. Prices are constantly adjusting. Opportunities are shifting. Some are closing, new ones are opening up. And maybe most importantly, other people, they're not waiting. They're adapting. Big institutions, they're adapting. The entire system is in motion.
You know, the best analogy is one of those moving walkways at the airport. The world is the walkway, and it's constantly moving forward. If you just stand still on it, you're not actually staying in one place, are you? No, you are actively moving backward relative to everyone else who's walking. Your position changes, and you might not even feel it happen.
And this is what we call the silent drift. It's this process that is so gradual, so quiet, you can completely miss that it's even happening.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. What does it actually feel like to fall behind because you chose to wait?
It's not some big dramatic event. There's no alarm bell that goes off. You're not going to get an email that says, oops, you missed it. It's this quiet, slow erosion. The advantages you could have had are just a little bit smaller. The number of open doors is just a little bit fewer. And the cost to get back in the game, well, it's just a little bit higher tomorrow than it was today.
And this right here, is the psychological trap we all fall into. Falling behind doesn't feel like failure. Not at all. It just feels like a delay. We tell ourselves, oh, I'll get to it later, not realizing that later is now a much steeper hill to climb.
So, okay, if it's so risky, why on earth do we do it?
Well, it all boils down to a fundamental bias in how our brains are wired to see risk.
See, when you take action and you mess up, that mistake is painfully visible. You can point to it. You know you lost X dollars. It's tangible. But the cost of waiting, the opportunities you missed, the ground you lost, that's all invisible. It's a ghost. And because it's invisible, it just doesn't feel as real. But make no mistake, just because a decision is invisible doesn't mean its outcome isn't real. Oh, the cost of inaction is very, very real, even if you can't see it on a balance sheet.
Okay, so if standing still is the danger zone, what's the answer? And look, it's not about making panicked, crazy moves. It's about something much more powerful: small, intelligent motion. We need to redefine what moving even means in this context. It is not about panic selling or making giant, risky bets. No, it's about the small stuff. It's about adjusting your strategy, constantly learning about the new landscape, preparing for the opportunities that always show up, and most of all, just staying flexible.
These are your 4 pillars. It's asking yourself simple questions. Are you making small adjustments to your exposure? Are you reading and learning something new every single day? Are you building up some cash so you're ready when a great deal comes along? And are you avoiding getting locked into plans that are too rigid? That is what smart motion looks like.
And if you take one thing away from this whole video, let it be this: stop waiting for the absolute perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Consistent, small forward progress will beat the person waiting for the perfect entry point every single time.
So, let's bring it all together. It's true, waiting can feel incredibly comfortable.
But you have to remember that comfort, especially during times of massive change, almost always comes at a price.
And look, if this video helped you think about things a little differently, do me a favor and hit that like button. It's a small thing, but it tells YouTube that this is a conversation worth having.
I'm really curious to hear your take. Drop a comment below. Do you think waiting in the current environment is actually helping people, or is it hurting them?
And of course, if you want to make sure you're staying ahead of the curve instead of slowly drifting behind, make sure you're subscribed to Finance Deep Dive.
In our very next video, we're going to show you exactly how the small moves you make today can compound into absolutely massive differences down the road. You won't want to miss it.